take a look around, you might not think this looks like much of a garden, but this is actually already quite the work in process.
Hi, my name's Rob Scott. I've been at Reena for approximately 30 years, a little bit more. During that time, one of the projects that I was involved with was summer employment transition, which took kids from special needs program through Toronto and York region and got them their first jobs. One of the jobs that we integrated last year was with the Reena program with gardening. They were out at Rockview, which is one of our larger group homes with a large backyard, and the kids got so much mileage out of that program, cultivating the plants, planting them in the spring, tending them through the season. That bounty of the harvest was shared with all the Reena locations.
We're very, very happy and pleased about Reena's farm program. I think the whole initiative around growing what you eat is so important for everyone, and is specifically important for people with developmental disabilities. Many individuals with developmental disabilities oftentimes don't necessarily have that experience of understanding how food is grown, the greater understanding of health and well-being by growing what you eat, and the satisfaction really of participating in a program where you produce something that then creates a meal and joy for other people.
Hi everybody, I'm Joey. I'm the job coordinator and job coach here at the Summer Employment Transitions program. Throughout the summer, we work with participants and individuals, finding them jobs, helping them with their resumes, cover letters, and getting them job ready. So we work on job skills, we work on anything else really that they need to be prepared in order to get a job. We work together on workshops, one-on-ones, and then working on the job sites as well. So we have a full range of things that we do at the SET program. And today we're actually going to be at the farm, which is one of the jobs that we will be working at this summer.
We all know how to give charity from our pocketbooks, but there's an even higher form of charity, which is to actually provide the ready-to-eat produce that we've grown on our own and to be able to share it with other members of the community. We are now standing in the west side garden of the Bayet here on York Hill Boulevard, on the west side of our building, where you can see a number of planters that are just ready to be planted with vegetable crops. And the objective here is to enable our congregants, many of them who are seniors, together with some volunteer students, to work together and to work the soil and to produce vegetables from our garden. We want this to be something that neighbors can walk by, people can drive by and say, oh, this is wonderful. We're very proud of this. We're contributing to the ecology. We're contributing to the environment and greening Thornhill even more than it already is.
I'm Aki, the farm coordinator for Reena. And here we're at the mega farm on Crestwood. We have about 400 containers, and we're currently 3 to 4 weeks in from transplant of cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, and eggplants. And we're proactively staking, as you can see. With the help of summer students, we were able to hire 8 students for this summer, and a help of job coach Haley. And we're staking cucumbers and tomatoes.
Hi, I'm Haley. I've been the job coach at the Mega Farm this summer, and basically my job was to help transition the students into being comfortable and independent enough to do the jobs on their own. So at the beginning, I kind of helped with the tasks, show them what to do, help them with the training, and then after about a month they were able to start being more independent. So now this is my last day and they won't need me anymore, and they're able to work independently and do everything themselves, which is amazing. And yeah, everyone's doing an amazing job.
The huge advantage of this program is you don't have to be a farmer to cultivate vegetables. Our individuals are terrific at tending them, they're watering them. The biggest payoff that I've seen with my individuals is they can actually observe the plants growing, and they get that holistic sort of idea of from seed to harvest. And that's made a huge difference in so many of our guys' lives, because we just take for granted where our food comes from, and we really don't see the actual production of it. And it's such an amazing learning experience for everybody that's involved.
We gathered all the students that are capable of helping us out, giving them a chance of employment. Some of the students were very nonverbal, at the start of the season, but as they got more comfortable with people, they made friends, they started, making small conversations, and it's really more than just gardening, it's really more than just food. It really got people more comfortable, more social. We were able to work together every day, make new friends, make new connections. Overall, get more sun outdoors and have a great time. I've been really enjoying the change in all the students, some of their smiles that come from everyone. The joy that you see when they find a humongous cucumber is nothing comparable, and it's an amazing time here.
Oh, hi, my name is Justin, and this is the first year that I work at Reena. Yeah, and it's also the first first paid job that I ever had since I was born. And I really enjoy this job a lot. This is really a good summer job for me. Watering the plants is the most easiest job for me, and some I do also interested is to do harvesting.
Today is our last day for many of our students, and we were able to give them a thank you appreciation lunch.
My name is Ephraim Galumi, and this is our restaurant Bali Lafa. It's a kosher restaurant serving the Thornhill area, and we've been here since 2010. We met Fred about a year ago. He came to us that he had an initiative to grow local produce very close to our restaurant, which we were very excited about because it was nice to get sort of farm-to-table type of food served in our local restaurant. And we like the environmental aspect of it. We love the fact that, there's less waste of packaging material. The main thing is that it's fresh, fully ripe, ready to use produce.
We have ordered for each of our tables here one of Bali Lafa's staples, Israeli salad. And if you notice, in the Israeli salad are some of the cherry tomatoes that we picked just this morning, as well as cucumbers. Now, the Crestwood Mega Farm is only 120 meters away. So what we are seeing here is farm to table to belly. So everyone's enjoying at this table. Let's enjoy the veggies of our labor. And here's another product from the Crestwood Mega Farm. These are eggplants that were picked this morning, and they have been cooked by the chef Suki. And just look at it with all the chickpeas and all the sauce and other things that it's baked. We're now going to be enjoying this as well. So this is an amazing day where we got to eat what we grew.
It's great to be outside. It's great to be doing something productive. Amazing to be able to do this together and to eat literally from feet away right to your table. When we look at Reena's values, we have listed a series we call clear values. They start with the issue of caring and caring for each other, caring for our environment as part of that. Leadership, that is stepping up and doing more today than you did yesterday to improve lives. So this is very much part of Reena. We also are supporting a sense of empowerment, that you have control and impact. That is all of us. All of us can make the world better and improve it. And we also want people to make sure it's accessible. There's a place, the barriers are moved out of the way, and to think that we've created a garden system that anyone with any physical ability or lack thereof might participate in fits with that value.
As everybody else is right now, they're always concerned about the price of groceries and inflation, and it's going to really offset a lot of our food budget at the location. I mean, when you're looking from farm to table, that's the route to go. That's the trend throughout the world right now. Reena's been at the forefront of leveraging that.
This has multiple benefits. One of the benefits, at least from a Judaic perspective, is to enable a person to feel that sense of satisfaction when they grow something on their own from the soil. King David said that when you are able to enjoy the benefit of your own handiwork, it is a special blessing. And the Talmud comments on this and says that the fruits and vegetables that you eat from your own piece of property that you've grown and you've cultivated have a completely different blessing imbued with them. They taste differently, you feel differently about them. That sense of satisfaction that everyone can say, I've done this, I've grown this, is a great feeling unto itself. To be able to provide some of our neighbors with some nice peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes that they can have for free, that are homegrown in our own backyard, so to speak, is just a very, very satisfying thing to be able to do.
Hi, my name is Sophie. I work at Reena Community Farm. I worked for about 2 years now. I had fun really working here. I like watering the vegetables and the plants. I have become more confident because I had to learn how to take the bus to the farm and be there on time. As I learned the jobs, they got easier and I became more confident. I did them by myself and was more independent. Working at different farms and made me more confident to do different types of jobs at different places.
Be harvesting today, Sophie?
Eggplants, cucumbers, and we're taking them to Meals on Wheels.
Hi, my name is Todd Lambswood, and I am the kitchen manager here at the Bernard Battelle Center. Here at Battelle Center, we use as much fresh produce as we can get from the Reena farm. It's been a great partnership. This is an example of one of the products that we utilize from Reena. It's been a great experience using them and watching them grow and produce new and different products. We utilize the produce in different ways. The cucumbers right here we will utilize and actually prepare for a salad that will go back to Reena residences. We use other products such as squash and tomatoes, and we will utilize those in different products, some in soups, some in casseroles, but it's a great opportunity to utilize and use local produce. So given the physical location of the Reena farm, it's literally just around the corner from the Bernard Battelle Center. So you cannot get any fresher, a better green footprint than utilizing the Reena farm for us.
My name is Kate Gravett. I'm the Executive Director of York Region Food Network. We are a not-for-profit organization who works across all 9 municipalities of the York Region on food security initiatives, and we work with folks to really bring people together around food and to try to create a healthy food system.
So last year, we were using a model where we would grow things at 2 of our farms, bring them back to this building, the Battle Center, use single-use plastics to package them up and send them out. But what would we do after we had distributed all of the cucumbers and we were still left with some? We didn't want them to go to waste. Now, there are organizations that will gladly take a donation, and you give it to them, you feel good about it, and they distribute the food.
So with York Region Food Network, what we do is really just make sure that we have as little impact on the environment as possible. We will work with whole produce, produce that we can grow in bulk, pop in containers, which are easy to clean and easy to stack and store.
We had too many of one thing, they had too many of another. They had something we didn't have, we had something they didn't have, and we just said, let's exchange for the benefit of the people that we are supporting. What you're getting today.
Oh, lovely.
And in here, we've got a mix, and I've got them separately weighed, a mix of the peppers.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the cucumbers, and underneath here.
And more cucumbers.
More cucumbers.
It is a good cucumber season.
During COVID, we ran a series of virtual events. One of them, in time for Hanukkah, was called Fry It Up for Reena. We needed 400 pounds of potatoes in order to supply all the different Reena residential locations so that they can zoom in and prepare latkes for all of the Reena supported residents. And we had grown an overabundance of squash that year. So we were able to barter that squash and receive 400 pounds of potatoes, which gave everybody a great laugh. And it was also very, very exciting and a great way to promote Reena, and the latkes were really tasty.
One of the first things that we did when we looked at the grocer partnership was really needing to validate whether this would work in a kosher environment and whether it could be implemented. So a team from Reena, as well as a member of our board, Carolyn Morrison, went to Ottawa to really look at the research and development grocer container and to see if it could be implemented back here at Reena. So the team spent the time in Ottawa, they spent time discussing, they came back. There was a lot of things to consider because the kosher aspect hadn't really been implemented anywhere else. So we knew we would have to adapt and modify and test and practice to see if it would actually work. And the team really felt strongly that this was an amazing project, that we felt strongly that, that the team really brought back to us some really valuable information. And with this information, we were then able to go forward with the project.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I'm a horticulture technician with Grocer. I'm the lead installer of this container with my coworker Amanda. What our role is making sure that the container is fully operational within the week that we are here, as well as training the operators, Aki and Fred, how to operate the farm and keep the sustainability practices and the SOPs that we have. These binders show everything from regular maintenance to seeding and harvesting and packaging. And when we leave, we will be available for customer service questions, so we're supporting our customers along the way and making sure that they know exactly what they're doing, and if they have any specific questions or troubleshooting steps that they need to walk through, our team is there for them.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a research associate with Grocer, and I'm here with Mackenzie to support the install of this amazing farm. And I work in the R&D team. We focus on improving yields of crops and offering learnings to our customers. Also making sure to implement new crops and share those learnings with them. And another aspect of my role is to support with the Green Thumb program, which is a program in which we train customers on growing in the farm. So we extend that learning opportunity even after they've already started running their farm, and we're with them all along the way for a year, answering questions and providing information for an extended period of time. And it's an amazing journey, and I'm glad to be part of it.
In clean environments, one of the key pieces is for people to be able to don and doff appropriate equipment for clean environments. I think what is a little bit interesting is that all of us throughout the COVID pandemic have had to gain some experience and expertise on donning and doffing of personal protective equipment. And so what was interesting is when we had to adapt this to this particular initiative and this containering and having a clean growing space, we already had this knowledge, and we realized that the COVID bug is very different from the bugs that are potentially not allowed in kosher environments. Our knowledge and our expertise and experience from the COVID pandemic actually helped us understand how to don and doff and what important equipment that we must wear.
50 years ago, Rabbi Joseph Kelman started this organization. One of the important aspects of Reena is the element of kashrut. We started very much exclusively as a Jewish organization. We are now open to all cultures. But being able to produce kosher, leafy greens has been a challenge within the community of Jewish people who observe the kosher laws. And so we did some work with Grocer initially. We looked at their container, and then we started talking to some of the rabbis of COR to see what suggestions they would have to make it better and to reduce the possibility of bug infestation. And that is why you saw those doors. Those sliding doors are part of an improvement and is the first of its kind in the Grocer portfolio. Reena, for 50 years, has been an organization that has been inclusive and has been encouraging inclusivity. And when we first saw the container, I said, this is wonderful, but could we ever support one of our individuals who unfortunately may be living in a wheelchair for their lives? And so we decided to sacrifice some of the interior space that you've seen earlier in order to widen the aisleway in case we had the opportunity to have an individual who lives in a wheelchair or has to work in a wheelchair to actually be able to go through the container and turn around. That was very, very important to us, and that's why we advised Grocer to connect with the Rick Hansen Foundation to take them through our measurements and make sure that what we were creating was going to be wheelchair accessible.
Welcome to Reena Grocer Hydroponic Container. This is where all the magic happens. We first start from the seedling. This is where the seeds get germinated. They grow in the trays into the tent, and then they go onto the growing racks on the sides. There's 3 growing levels where it contains growing lights, LED made, with hydroponic watering system, with rock wool as a medium, where we could grow leafy greens as kosher. This whole facility is automated from the HVAC system where it controls the air conditioning to CO2 to watering and mixing fertilizer. So everything is controlled by the computer, and all we have to do is do a maintenance check and a harvest. This place is heavily secured with PPE. As you can see, I'm fully dressed with booties on, a head shield on, with a lab coat to keep us from pests as well as bacteria and molds that can be possibly grown.
So this is the double sealed package. Each of these have been sealed and the entire thing sealed again. So you have to bring 2 seals to get into it. And hopefully we will have it down to the rabbis in the next half hour.
Well, I would say don't think that you're going to make money out of this project. Think about the bigger opportunities, the bigger outcomes that this whole project is going to create in terms of employment, in terms of engagement, in terms of volunteer opportunities, in terms of engaging with the individuals, in terms of eating what you're growing, and in terms of growing vegetables 12 months in a year and supporting the green environment, green initiatives. So yes, there are some financial savings, but the bigger outcomes are what I see as individuals' engagement and individuals' employment opportunities.
So one of the improvements that we were looking to do is to reduce the amount of time it takes if we require any type of test of the produce coming out of the container. So instead of driving the 11 kilometers from Bathurst and Clark down to Bathurst and Lawrence, we actually decided to put into here our packaging center. And so we've built this entire facility to meet specifications set out by the rabbis who actually are part of the kosher certification process. And they made sure that we put in the right types of tubs, the right types of drains, good water speed, good water pressure to test, good water pressure to wash. Everything that is possible, we've put in here. And the idea is that the greenery, whether it comes from our container or from the Ontario Food Terminal, enters through this door, gets stored here, gets prepped on this table, gets washed and tested here. The test is basically made up of water flowing through this colander, 2 colanders actually, with a water permeable filter in between that is designed to catch any impurities. And the impurity we are looking for are bugs. Once the test is complete, the permeable filter will be brought over to a light table, which we hope to be positioning here. It will be examined by the rabbis to see if there is anything at all on here. If it's a clean sheet, then the batch is declared good and kosher, and then we move into the packaging area, which will be here towards the west end of the existing packaging center, the old greenhouse. And then once the products are weighed, labeled, packaged, stored, and then eventually shipped out the door, to the marketplace. And generally they have two places they'll go. They'll either go to supermarkets up and down the Bathurst Street corridor, where most of the kosher supermarkets are located in Toronto, or the product will be taken directly to caterers or restaurants. We're walking to one of the caterers who have also located in the Reena employment zone. They hire Reena individuals, they train them to work in the kitchen, and we would be delivering the leafy greens to go into some of their products that they then ship out, whether it's to the restaurant itself or all the way into the various supermarkets. As you can see, things are very busy in the kitchen today, but just look down this way. That is the distance from growing to testing to putting it into final food products.
Like all things organic, they change. And this project, this effort at Reena and the Grocer Project could go in multiple ways. I'm hoping that with a little bit of care, a little bit of attention, and a lot of learning, we can grow this substantially to create greater employment, sustained food access, and to increase the chance and involvement of community in Reena. So there's tons of potential for growth in packaging, in delivery, in fresh food services, and meeting the needs of our community.